Hello, here is Tatjana alone this time, unfortunately, as you did this at the Bavarian Open. Doing a little recap for you from the 2024 ISU Four Continents Figure Skating Championships in Shanghai, China. So this was the 25th anniversary of the Four Continents. It's a really still young event, but we have many skaters here that weren't even born when the Four Continents were held for the first time. But compared with the long history of ISU events, it's rather short, but has been interesting. And let's give a short overview about what happened here in the past week. So the ladies were the first ones, and there were quite a few ladies, as we had said in our preview, that had the chance to win this event. And one of them was Moni Chiba, and Moni Chiba did very well, put out two excellent performances to win her first ISU championship title. And she has lovely programs, both programs. The short program is Gypsy Style, a French version of Dark Eyes, and then the long program, The Legend of 1900, very soft and flowy. Really appreciate to watch it. Cheon Kim from Korea is second place, and he was also so excited and happy that he finally was able to overcome her nerves and give two solid performances. Just a little fall at the end on the triple sal, but she was she was very critical of herself, but this time even she could still smile, and she got the medal and was so excited about it. And the bronze went to Rinka Watanabe, and for the first time in the season she landed her triple axel in the free program, and that was a very good stepping stone for her and will set her up well for the next season, she said. And she is thinking of training, practicing, working on quads, quad loop and quad lat. So we'll see what comes out of it. Hopefully she doesn't get injured in the process. Eva Marie Ziegler, also two very strong performances, really nice skater. And she had chosen to come here. She was given the option to come here, and she decided not to compete at the US National Championships in order to focus on this event. She said it was important for her to put her health, mental and physical health first, and so probably she figured that these two events back to back would have been too much for her. Paid off the strategy. She turned into strong performances, and she was third in the short program, so she got a small bronze medal. Doesn't leave here empty-handed. Also, Seo Young V from Korea did very well. Two strong performances, and Seong, she's a skater who's up and down, but this time she seems on the upgoing curve, which was very nice to see. Madeline Skisas improved a lot compared to the Canadian nationals, and that also should give her confidence for the World Championships in Montreal, in her home country. Mai Mihara, we said it before, she had injuries. She was injured, so she was not at the top of her game, but she said she is not discouraged and she wants to keep going, and that's nice to hear because she's also a lovely skater to watch. Hein Lee, I just want to mention, she was the defending champion, a lot of pressure on her too. And then she said she had something happen to her in her private life that really upset her and put her in a very stressful situation. So she obviously was not at her best. She was distracted by that, especially in the short program. She was crying. That was very sad to see. But then in the free, she was already better. She was fighting, and she said she will come back strong for the World Championships. So, and then the pairs were next. Diana Stellato-Dudek and Maxime Deschamps from Canada. They win their first ISU championship title. They were the favorites. Also, they didn't think they were because the world champions were competing, but we know that Riku Miura and Richie Kihara unfortunately had injury problems and therefore were missed all the Grand Prix and Japanese nationals, and they had you could see that they were not in the practices. Actually, they looked not that bad, but in the competition, Riku couldn't really do the the triple toe. She then triple sal. She also fell on her throw in the free, so that's why there was quite a significant gap between them and Diana and Max. Diana and Maxime also had there was a problem with the triple toe in the short program from Max's side. And in the free, Diana said in the twist, she kind of pinched her nerve or something, and then her her arm was hurting, was tingling, and it was really distracting for her. And she was afraid that maybe she would not be able to do the lift, but she did, and the only thing she missed was she popped the double axel to a single, but she landed the other jumps, and she landed the throws. Maybe the quality could have been better. We know how critical Diana always is of herself, but she really did very well, and also Maxime, and they can be happy, and this should give them also confidence for the World Championships. Rico and Ryuichi, they are on the comeback track, and they said they were going to use the time before Worlds to train very hard. They are now back in training and hopefully can be in top shape for the World Championships. Ellie Kam and Danny O'Shea won the bronze medal. For Danny, it was not the first medal at the Four Continents, as he, with his former partner, was already Four Continents champion even in 2018. But this is still, they are still a fairly new team, and they improved compared to nationals, and they said that was their big goal, that to improve from nationals, even so there was very short time, but they did that, and so they were pleased with this. Anastasia Golubova and Hector Giotopoulos-Moore of Australia, she had a fall on the throw in the short program. I was very upset about it, but then in the free they put out a great performance, very strong, technically very strong, and also as a very nice young team, nice to watch. So they moved up all the way from 7th to 4th place, and obviously we're very excited about it. Leah Pereira-Trent-Michaud made a few errors, notably on the throw in the short program. She fell, and some other elements were not as good as they could have been, but they are only in their second season as a team, and they keep building, and of course a big highlight for them this season will be the World Championship in Montreal. Changpeng Lei Wang had hoped probably for a little bit more at home in China, but there were mistakes, and also Changpeng had an injury before, so they were not like at the 100%, but they're also going to Worlds and want to recover. Chelsea Liu Balazs had a good short program. Actually in the short program there were many mistakes, so their short program was fairly good, but in the free, unfortunately, too many mistakes, so they dropped all the way. But they are also a brand new team in their first season, so this is only a stepping stone for them. Yeah. The men, also very high level competition, very exciting competition, especially in the free, because everyone, the top three kept changing, one after the next moved onto the top, and we saw many strong performances, which is always great. So Yuma Kageyama, he was just exquisite. In the short already, he broke 100 points, 106 points. He had a new season's best, and he was already so surprised. And then he was even more surprised when he had more than 200 points in the free skating. He said he had expected like 190 or 198 to go like 200. So yeah, 200. So that was of course great for him, and he really proved that he is back. He is back at the top. He is a top contender for the World Championship. He has lovely programs, And it's just when I see this quad sal, it looks so easy, it looks so effortless, it's just wow. And he went with a quad flip like he had at nationals. Flip wasn't clean, but he still did it. I mean, still got points for it, and that was the only error in his program. So that's why he scored so high. Shun Sato improved. For last year he was third, and this time he was second, and it was his goal to improve. This was his last competition of the season, as he's not going to Worlds. But he said this is a good starting point for him for the next season. And for him it was important that he was able to land the quad lutz in both programs. Chunwan Cha, another comeback, this time from the beginning of the season, because he had some injuries at Skate Canada. Maybe you remember he did not skate well at all. Then he withdrew from his second Grand Prix, didn't compete. Only then before nationals, he said he started to practice really, and now he's back to practicing. And considering all that, he did a really great job, and he was very pleased. He was pleased with what he did, and he now wants to focus on the World Championships. And yeah, so if he continues this trend, he will be another podium contender again at the World Championships. Sota Yamamoto made some errors on his quads in the free, so he couldn't improve from his fourth place in the short program. Boyang Jin, nice to see, is really gaining momentum with every competition. He's getting better and better. So it seems like the work in Canada with Tracy Wilson and Brian Orser is paying off for him. And yeah, and he smiled, and he enjoyed competing here for a home crowd, and he is the most popular. I mean, probably you've seen so many toys on the ice for him, and poor Sota had to wait until they cleared it all up. Cleaned the ice from all these toys. Mikhail Shaidorov was a little upset about himself because he fell on the quad lutz in the short program, and he's been so consistent in practices and also in competitions this season. That was really a big surprise, kind of unexpected. He fought back in the free. He landed 4 quads, so one toe wasn't good, but the others, and he quad flip, quad lutz, and triple axel. So he has the content, and he continues to grow also as a skater, as a performer. Yeah, also maybe mention Wesley Chu, who did a good job. I think the best I've seen him in a while, if not ever, doing 2 consistent programs, and then he should for sure be selected for the world team for Canada. Andrew Torgashev, he didn't do a quad. He decided he wants to go for clean performances, and he's a nice, expressive skater. So it was good to see him doing that. So Roman Sadowski had his first international this season only, after first being injured, then losing luggage or being missing planes. He really had tough luck this season, so he was happy to be here and to be able to compete internationally. Then the ice dance, Piper, Gillis, Paul Puri obviously were the top contenders after Madison Chock and Evan Bates had withdrawn, as they were sick from nationals. At nationals they felt sick, and then they decided to withdraw. So Piper and Paul, top favorites, and put out 2 confident performances. Also, I really like, especially their free dance is very special. The Wuthering Heights, and they bring across these emotions in a very strong way, and always can't wait to see this program. And they competed, had a new costume, Paul, to make a little, he's now in gray and he has this pinkish one, so to create a better contrast, which I think was a good idea. to have this contrast between them. But you never know, with Piper and Paul, they might come up yet with a different costume for Worlds. Now, of course, really looking forward to Worlds in their home country. And also Laurence Fournier-Baudry, Nikolai Sørensen put out also very strong performances, got a season's best. And they said they were very happy to be here and skate as well as they did. Christina Carrera, Anthony Ponomarenko were back on the podium. They've been on the Four Continents podium in 2 years ago with a bronze, and now bronze again, and that meant a lot to them, because Anthony said that these 2 years ago a lot of things happened in these two years, and after the 22 Four Continents he had his ankle surgery and he really hit a low after that. And it means a lot to him that his partner Christina stuck with him and supported him, and they were able to come back, and they kept building the season. And as we said, nationals also, US nationals, they did very well. And here again, they were now the top US team after Madison and Evan did not compete. There was a mistake on the twizzle, that's why they were only ranked 5th in the free dance, but overall they stayed on the podium, so obviously we are very relieved about that. Emilia Zingers and Vadim Kolesnik, this ambitious young team, was disappointed with nationals, but here they felt they redeemed themselves and were a strong 4th place. Also very nice where the 3rd Canadian team, Marie-Jade Loriot, Romain Legac, they were even 3rd in the free dance. They have a very entertaining free dance to Corpse Bride that came across very well, and so they moved up from 7th to 5th place. Also interesting was a battle between the 3 Japanese teams, because Japanese Federation had said they wanted to decide only after this competition who was going to get to Worlds, as they were very close at nationals. But here actually in the rhythm dances the fight was basically over, because Misato Kamotsubaro and Tim Coleto had like 9 points advantage over the other 2 teams that were very close to each other, and also in the free dance they clearly stayed ahead of them, so they should be selected for the World Championships. They deserve that, and the young teams will continue to grow. Yeah, so thank you very much for watching this little recap from the Four Continents Championships. Now the next event is coming up soon, in like 2 weeks. It's the Junior World Championship in Taipei, and we'll be back with Judith for you. Okay, bye bye.